JKB back with another episode. Today on the show I'm reviewing Sanity of Morris. Thank you to the dev for the review copy. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, that way you get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you. Sanity of Morris is a first-person horror game where you're on a journey to discover what has happened to your father and what's going on in this small town. Let me read the About section that came in the notes with the game. I'll read exactly what it says. Sanity of Morris is a chilling psychological horror exactly like you would expect, complete with scary basements, mysterious noises, and monsters chasing you. But the game really shines with its light-based stealth mechanics and intricate intrigue. Are aliens real? Let me just make it clear that when a game comes in for review, I consider all games to be on equal level, meaning even if it's a developer that is on their first game or a AAA title, I judge them at the same level. I should also point out that in the back of my head when I'm reviewing a game on the show, it's not really about me, it's about you guys, and my opinion is just my opinion, and even though I might not like this game, you might like it. But the idea of my show is to really tell you if you should spend the money on it or not. And if I say no, and maybe a bunch of other people do, it's still up to you to figure it out for yourself. Unfortunately, if you were looking forward to playing this game based on the story alone, I could never recommend this game to you. It's told through the inner monologue of the main protagonist, and while it's trying to be hip and cool at moments, it is very unoriginal and poorly written. As for the mechanics of the game, it does feel a little clunky moving your character around. You get on-screen prompts, especially when you're trying to evade some of the quote-unquote enemies in the game. It features very small instances of stealth mechanics where you have to essentially get out of the way of a flashlight. Other than that, the on-screen prompts are the worst I've seen in a game to date. They give you no indication of when you should be pushing them exactly or how many times you need to be pushing them. It just says mash the up on the D-pad. Okay, I do that, but I keep dying. What is going on? It has more to do with the timing and less to how many times you have to push it. Now, you know, you can get through it, but wow, that's clunky as hell. As for the music and sound effects in the game, at times I thought I was hearing knocking inside the house, and then I went outside into a field and heard the exact same sound effect. And then I realized, well, it's just there because they know it's a scary sound, and that's unfortunate. The game doesn't feature any realistic sound effects in terms of the scares that are actually happening on the screen. They're completely random and throw you completely off and never ever scare you. One other thing I want to point out, I review a ton of indie games, and at times in these 3D worlds I see a lot of asset flips. This is where you can essentially buy an asset on the internet and put it into your game, such as what you're seeing in the basement here, these gas canisters or even the table itself. The game does feature a lot of repetitive items that you'll see over and over, which totally take you out of the experience. On the positive side of things, there was a moment I was holding an item in the game, and it turned into an eyeball, a giant, gross-looking eyeball, I think. And it kind of scared me a little bit, and there was another moment where a girl just randomly turned into smoke in the background. So there's a few little moments in this overall 5 to 8 hour experience where you might go, oh, that was weird. Like I said earlier, there's moments of stealth in the game where you have to avoid enemy types that have flashlights. However, I got into a death loop where I was respawned into the same situation over and over and over again, and just instantly killed by an enemy that was placed too close to the spawn point. As you get deeper into the game, new mechanics open up using your flashlight and the aliens themselves, and while I was hoping for a little bit more in terms of the puzzles and this mechanic, nothing really came of it. Overall, I have to give this game a 2 out of 10 and say I do not recommend it to really anybody out there. If you're a huge fan of the genre, it's still a game that I would pass over. And while I think they had good intentions here, I just don't think they understand how to execute this type of game. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell button, and I'll see you in the next episode of JKB.